All right, let me know what you think about the video here. Like, share, subscribe. Cash App, $Winston Spivey. I appreciate your time here. I was thinking about this story on the way home today, and I wanted to get a very abreast idea of what's going on here. Of course, you know P Diddy is, okay? You know what he's done throughout his 35-year career, okay? His accomplishments. You also know a lot of the things that he's done. Okay, you was able to discover that, and a lot of the stories, and also documentaries from people, things that in the interviews. I don't know, the court, everything with that case, things like that, videos, stories from other people, you name it. You also know what he's was guilty of, and then he's going to do a couple of years in prison. He's going to get out. Well, a lot of this, how can I say, predicate or backlash civil court cases are going to be coming out on Diddy, okay? And we have one that's going to be October 17th with Lil Rod, and he's got evidence. Then you have the other one, I believe it's Anna Kane, that was supposed to have evidence. Now, those two people were on the original indictment, okay, for civil, cases and that kind of thing. Anna Kane was that girl. If you've seen it, pull up the picture where she's sitting on Diddy's lap with a D&G shirt on. She's supposed to be like 16 and that kind of thing. And well, I'll just say it like that she was groomed. All right, I'll put it to you like that. And she's looking for some type of monetary restitution. Well, this is another case from a girl named Saria Gilliam. All right. And this is actually in the state of Florida. So apparently this is a state case. Now, I don't know if it's civil or criminal. All right. But yeah, this is definitely a state case. And they have a statute of limitation for, I guess, the time that it happened and all that. But being that this lady, she's 20 now, okay? And we'll get into age and all that. According to reports, the window of limitation had been extended because her age at the time, she was a minor. Excuse the camera, I wanted to get it right when this happened. Again, this the involvement with P Diddy. All right, it makes me think though too. If it wasn't for Diddy, you think that this would be something we be brought forward? Okay. This lady, she's 20 now. Like I said, she was sold into the SEX industry when she was 12 years old. All right. Now, let's get more into actually what happened that in 2020 out in some warehouse down in Florida. I want to probably say around the Miami area because that's where Diddy has a house at down in Star Island, which is the around the Miami area. That it was Miss Gilliam and another young lady, okay, was trafficked down there by her pimp, okay? And I guess on the surface, it was supposed to be some type of talent thing or whatever where P. Diddy was trying to, find talent and they got invited to, I don't know, this so-called outing that's was supposed to be, okay, I guess to where he could assess talent. Well, rather, this was a thing where it was her friend, and I guess apparently other young girls, okay, was hogtied and doggone in these beds, right? And it was Diddy and other men and things like that that took turns, with these girls. She claims that I guess all three orifices were penetrated, okay? And the way she talked about the way the warehouse was set up, like this freak off type thing, where I guess they had beds set up, all right, and they had like curtains or whatever, okay, to where you could see through and you could see like the other bed right beside each other, okay? That's how close they were. And she claimed that, you know, it was Diddy and other guys, and then Diddy was at another bed doing, you know, her friend and that kind of thing, okay? This may not be something you want to probably have kids around for, as by the way, as well. Because, you know, so she claims that Diddy had filmed her, okay? Had filmed her, and I guess she had discovered she had been filmed when the Cassie thing came out in 2023, okay, where Cassie got kicked down the hallway. And she was filed the complaint, said that, said all this, what I said, and then with the tape and all that, then it caused her a lot of mental anguish and PTSD and that kind of thing, okay? Now, prior to this, she was already in the industry since she was 12 years old, okay? There was supposed to be some type of evidence when she was on a missing persons report in 2017 when she was 12 years old, okay? So, yeah, that, and she had been traveled around, and I understood it was something like 20 girls that this pimp had were, and guess with different men that had money and that kind of thing, okay? So it was like a ring, all right? Because I'm pretty sure this pimp wasn't the only doggone pimp, all right? And this has happened, what, for maybe 7, 8 years? And not long after the incident with Diddy, okay? She had escaped. And the way that they had escaped was she was found in a room. I guess the SWAT they did a team up in Virginia, wherever she was, and did a raid and found there was this girl in a hotel, okay, and busted up in there and arrested her pimp and so forth, okay. So that's how she was able to find a way out. But that's like evidence right there that of what happened, you know, with that arrest and, you know, whatever police report, whatever condition that she was in, to prove that, you know, she was in the industry before meeting Diddy and things of that nature, okay? So there's some evidence right there, okay? But the only thing with this is proving it if Diddy was involved, you know, with this girl at the time, okay? Because if that's so, then Diddy's gonna be in a heap of big trouble. This is a state case here, okay? And this is definitely not anything that that a pardon can happen or whatever, unless the governor is gonna do that, okay? Not saying that I want a pardon to happen, okay? But that's the only thing, all right? And thus far, there's no evidence that's proved that Diddy, that this girl would have been passed on to Diddy, okay? So, but what I want to know is the recruiting process of where they get these girls. How do they end up getting these girls, okay? Like that kind of thing, okay? What type of process, I don't know, selection and that kind of thing, okay? It makes me think, you know, when I look at the Allison girl, that's one of the examples of what I'm talking about. The girl out the Riverside, where these girls are being sold to like people like Diddy, or I don't know, like these celebrities through the child protective services or whatever. Or sometimes these parents, okay, from, I don't know, these oligarchs, people that they know, they get left with these doggone people like Diddy and the other people like the Epstein people. Another example, okay? And then I don't know, they just leave off like, they don't even know what happened. That kind of thing, okay? So I'm thinking that there's some type of like, once again, system behind this. But here's what I want to say, and then I'll just leave it at that. If they can find any evidence, like through NDAs, because you're going to sign NDAs at those for Diddy's parties and that kind of thing, more than likely they're going to have DURGSs. They're going to have liquor and stuff like that, wine with champagne with the lace and that kind of thing. But if they were able to find an NDA through these pimps and whatever, then Diddy's going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay? So, yeah, so I'm thinking that stuff like this is how I think that one of the ways that a lot of girls are being found, okay, because you keep hearing about these doggone minors and things like that, okay? People like males and females. You see what happened with Usher, where he's been groomed at 13 years old, allegedly given, herpes. And I do believe that's a true story. I believe that allegation is very, very true, okay, from Diddy. So, let me know what you think about the video, okay? And I'm going to do another video probably tomorrow about Gloria Velez, okay? That a lot of y'all don't, if you don't know who she is, she was a video vixen in the, early to mid 90s, latter 90s, and that kind of thing, okay? That knew Diddy way back in the day during his Diddy's infancy stages of his career that are corroborated on claims like this, okay? And some of the excerpts I saw of Vlad TV, so stay tuned for that. But I appreciate your time, okay? And, hey, stay tuned for the next video here, okay?